right up here. Notebook.
You have that paper?
Yeah, they're bringing it. Oh, it's locked?
Yeah.
Well, let's just state our grievances. We're live. Can you tell us what we're doing here? Miss Ginny Manyhides. I have this video labeled as the official Blackfeet People demanding a protest. This is we are expressing our grievances today and our right to protest any election. We believe we have legal reasons to have that granted. We are requesting to speak with the election board or the attorneys who work for us, the Blackfeet People.
They have them tied at 272, but they're actually not tied.
Okay, so one of the discrepancies that we have is there seems to have been a tie. That was the information that was given to the Blackfeet People. The tie was between, can you maybe elaborate on that?
It states here that the tie was between Paul McEvers at 272 and James Dustable is supposed to be at 272, but actually it's 271.
So the Blackfeet People did their own Becky, we do got some questions for you again.
Sorry, Carl. No comment.
Well, we have documents to file with you. Oh, that's how we get treated by our own government.
I'm one of the members that are asking the Blackfeet Tribal Election Board to release the following facts connected to the Blackfeet Tribal elections for 2018 and for all past elections according to the Freedom of Information Act 5 USC 552. And what we're asking for is proof of tribal membership of all candidates for the 2018 election and past elections, proof that all financial debts to the Blackfeet tribe were paid before being put on the official ballot, proof that the Heart Butte residents are electing Heart Butte representatives to the BTBC, proof of the precinct vote tally for the 2018 BTBC primary election and all past elections, requesting a hand count of the 2018 primary and general election, and proof that all 2018 Blackfeet Tribal Business Council candidates are 1/4 degree of Blackfeet Indian blood or more, as required by Article 2 and Section 1A of the Blackfeet Constitution. And number 7, a request for a new election if the legal issues are
Validated.
And
why
we
do you
will,
think they're blocking the windows, Larry?
Well, what it is we're going to get a copy of this Freedom of Information Act request, and we're going to be giving the original one to the we have a FIO, Freedom of Information Act request. Okay, that was one of the staff of the election
Let's go to legal.
guys.
Let's go ask if one of our lawyers.
But this is what we're going to do. We're going to go over to legal and give it to legal so they can give it to the tribal board tribal election board. So we're going to go across the hallway. And we're going to ask for copies of this Freedom of Information Act request that we're giving over to those guys. We're giving this to them. And so can we get
a copy of that, please? It's our right as tribal members.
It's just basic freedom of information.
I'm just letting you guys know it is illegal for you to film her without the consent, and me as well.
No, you guys work for me. I'm a tribal member.
No, you don't need
We are a tribal media organization. Bring your lawyer out here. Bring your lawyers out here.
We have a crazy document right here that overrides your security.
Okay, well, what we'll do, I'm going to try to get some copies of this and get handed in as soon as I can. Thank you.
Teach you in history. Go back to school.
It's our right, protected by this Constitution, to request any public information regarding tribal finances, enrollment. If we feel like we are being defrauded, then that's our right to request this information. We're going to come back in here.
The legal department, we have people videoing us unauthorized, and there's like harassing us.
How are we harassing you?
You can ask for information and we'll gladly give it to you, but do not.
I've been.
Don't video me. Do not video me. And I'm telling you that right now. Do not video me.
You work for me.
No, I don't
You're a
work for
public
you.
servant.
I do not work
You're
for
a
you.
public
If you
servant.
I will be happy to help you. In
Okay,
this
well-
but do not video me. And I'm asking you politely to not video me. So when you turn off your recorder, I will get you the document you were asking for, or try to help you in some way or another.
our documents. She's getting our documents.
No, we're not.
What, you just told me you were getting them?
Unauthorized.
Hey, you gotta shut your camera off, Carl.
It's
How come?
You shut it off.
This is my right. I have a right
Shut
to
the camera off.
press. I have a right to assembly.
Shut it
How
off.
come? Tell me why.
Don't tell me about it.
Here, hold this.
Here, come and film this one over here too about this man. You should be all ashamed of themselves.
They should. Hey man, it's my right. It's my right.
This is what's going to happen to us right here. Now,
You
all
work for me.
educated black people.
I'm a enrolled member. You work for me, buddy.
With degrees hanging on their wall. What does that man tell you?
Come on, man. You work for me. Why'd you guys turn code on us? Shit.
We're not turning cold.
You are.
They don't want no cameras in here.
Why do I gotta go? I got rights protected by this, man. Hey, don't touch my property. You're touching my
Oh,
phone.
you have to go.
You'll fucking touch me or my property.
Go, you have to go. Nobody's touching your property.
Well, she's getting me the documents I need.
I gotta go.
Are you getting those documents?
Charlie, I called the police.
Let them come. Let them come. Because they work for us.
Hey, you have to go
Let them
outside.
come.
Hey, King Davis told us. So we
And what's your
you have to
name?
go outside. Not inside the building.
This is my building.
Not inside the building.
This is my
outside,
building.
outside.
You're a public servant. You work for me. You're nothing but a slave to my tribe.
You got it.
Let's just wait for them. Fuck these cops. They're watching. These cops are watching this right now. I know they are. Well, let's sit here and let's discuss with our audience why we're here.
But then again, on the election board, the election board rules, there was people running the old money. I thought, but they old the tribe, they're not supposed to be running.
Janet, can you come say that to our audience, please? It is one of the things we are requesting right now.
I seen on the election board rules that once you run for council, that whoever owes the Blackfeet tribe was not supposed to be running for council.
Okay, and we got
Well, they're breaking the rules.
we got proof that there are still people on this ballot.
Written documents.
Okay, we got proof. Disclose it later. It shows that half of these guys shouldn't have been on the general ballot list and this primary. Call all the grandfathers, grandmothers, shit. We know you guys are watching in Canada. We ask for help from the Blackfoot Confederacy. This ain't just a Blackfeet fight. This ain't a Piikani fight. This water belongs to all of us. It's all of our duty to protect these headwaters. So all of you guys sitting up in Canada, that's part of the Blackfoot Confederacy, where you at? We need your help. We've been harassed. Philip, how long has this water fight been going on?
30-some odd years, for that I know of. But my grandfather took Philip many eyes told him no.
Well, when you guys really picked up the momentum was in 2010, right?
Yeah, well, around about 2013 is when we really took the impact. When we took over this compound, kept the council in here. We also had a teepee set up over here, and we Tiny Man Heavy Runner, Chief of the Crazy Dogs was there, and I was with Tiny Man. What you're seeing here now is the violation of our rights, and the security. I mean, this is our buildings, like it was proved in 2013. This building belonged to us.
Yeah.
I don't see why we're going to be arrested. Here's the cops here. But,
Well, just keep filling them in.
Yeah. Well,
But hey, they
you see, that's
threatened you guys with
yeah,
the cops during that
Yeah,
2010,
Well, we already told
15, and it was because you guys were.
Well, we'll be asking Davis to make over ask for these big things and stuff, and that's all we do is filming, so they ain't violating nobody's right.
Yeah.
See? And I mean, what these guys can do, shoot us or what? I don't know.
No,
Out
see.
there, see, it's not getting a riot gear on. We're not even rioting. Oh, I'm gonna call it. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the copy of
Yeah, that's what we need.
this to you guys, and I will see you guys whenever Katamatsan.
Here, tell our audience. So,
Katamatsan. That's the Freedom of Information request that I just made with those guys.
hello, sir. Can we talk with you?
I'm on a call right now, man.
Yeah, that calls us. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not inside.
We want to share our rights with you if you don't know them.
Okay, well. Okay, later, guys.
All right, thank you, Mr. Larry Rivas, Southside Heartbeat Society. All right, brother. All right, to medicine. All right, please keep watching, share. You're seeing corruption at its worst. This has been happening to any traditional title of Blackfeet who's been suspended for treaty rights, our rights protected by our Constitution and our corporate charter. Let's see if these officers know their rights, that rights that they're supposed to be protecting for us. I went to law school. I'm not an attorney, but I know the law, and I know my rights as a Blackfeet member. Cobre. Jenny, in 2013 or 15, didn't you guys have a clash with the cops and the federal troops that were sent here as well? 13 or 15?
In 2013 is when we took over half of this tribal building because of this illegal water compact that was signed. And the people didn't even actually know that they were voting on a illegal water compact that was already signed in 2013, which should have became null and void because it didn't include the children, it didn't include the newborn and the unborn.
It was illegally pushed by
It was
Shannon
illegally
O'Terry.
pushed by a corrupt system that the people were already fighting against. So, and they, the signature, the vote has to match the signature to pass the floor in Congress. So that's what they needed. It's no different. It's rigged voting. It's anything and everything that's going on in the government system goes on right here because it's all connected. They have an agenda to basically take control of our water source. Once they get control of that, they have control of the people. But not only that, they're looking forward to abolishing our reservations. So our people are really in a bad situation right here, not really fully understanding what the real battle really is. They don't really care to understand it because they think that long as the government's giving you money, they're taking care of you, but actually they're not taking care of you. And the money that they send into here, we don't know where it goes. A lot of our original people that they collect off of, they're the poorest people on this reservation.
Well, this is the poorest county in the whole country. Glacier County is all a Blackfeet country, which is illegal. Let's go ask some questions to these Blackfeet law enforcement.
Yeah. Well, they all want to live about history and everything about us, but they sure the heck ain't protecting us.
Yeah.
Protecting us is our struggle, and that's really sad. Go ahead and go back.
I think you're fine as long as,
Well, we
he does that.
we didn't violate no rights, bro.
No, I got you. No, I didn't say you did. So, no, I'm just saying, just let things cool down.
But I don't know how this lady, this Rosenberg, they won't let us have our information that we want. This is freedom.
Well, we're just trying to file a formal protest over that election, and the people who work in legal said they would get those documents and file it, and they lied. They locked us out. And
I'll be all with that part of it. But like I said,
well, you work for the Blackfeet law enforcement. They're locking me out of my building as a tribal member.
I can't do anything about that. So, but anyway, like I said, he said that he was helping with Kink, or Kink was helping you guys. I think
I don't know.
I got you. No, I understand. So,
Well, what are we
like
to
I
do?
said, you said you were going to try back.
Well, the election's tomorrow. What do you mean? We're trying to protest the names who are on that ballot.
No, we should do it.
Well, can we go get those documents that we requested with you? Why not? Well, can he guide me? We're trying to follow that document.
I can't get that stuff for you. So,
Well, they can inside and they work for me. Okay, they're the ones who said they were going to get it. Can we go in there and get it then?
I don't care.
All right. Well, let's go get that, man. You got that one?
We shouldn't have to explain to you.
Hey, okay. Let's go see King then.
Have fun. Go wrap us up now.
Let's go get a councilman. It says in election rules it's our right to, if they're not going to validate our protest, then we can bring it to the council. That's in the Blackfeet election rules. So let's make them enforce our rights today, right there. Protest, Section 4. This is our right to protest. That's what we're doing before this illegal primary election happens tomorrow. We do have documents that say that a lot of these candidates owe money to the Blackfeet tribe. Their names shouldn't have been on the ballot list to begin with. We also demand that they prove to us that they're quarter Blackfeet blood or more, which is required by Article 2 of the Constitution, our Blackfeet Constitution. So at this point, we're going to
Where you can't see in there, but they're
we're going to go inside and take our protest to a council member. They're probably talking about how they're going to divvy up that water compact money and all this land they're selling.
Oh, airport. Oh, okay. Got big international courtesy vehicle.
Obama.
What brought you guys down today?
We seen it on Facebook.
Oh, do you believe that there should be a new election? I guess we're trying to provide proof that a lot of these candidates owe money to the tribe, and a lot of them aren't even enrolled here, but somehow their names got put on the ballot list. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I believe there should be another election. I believe there should be a recount.
Okay. Anybody else want to weigh in? What about Adrian?
Well, you know, when you tally up all the votes from the primary, and you look at the primary, I mean the numbers don't even add up at all. There's 27 votes missing. No, there's 11 in the old agency itself.
And we're trying to bring that to their attention as well.
Well, like I was telling you earlier.
Oh, there's King.
Oh, there's King Davis right there. Hey, King. Hey, bring him over there. There's King Davis. Want him to interview us?
Let's go fill up Buffalo.
Talk to Larry. Come on, you talk to Larry. Hey, you talked to Larry earlier, huh?
Yeah, you said they were going to stop by.
Yeah, no, we stop by. That's all we come is to ask questions on election. There's a lot of discrepancies that we see. And if you look at the title, Kenny.
Well, I think we're here to file an official protest with the general election. And we're trying to file documents as it states in our election rules, and they won't accept our protest. So it does say in there that we can bring our protest to a councilman, and you're that councilman.
I don't have my glasses.
Hey man, you should know that you're the councilman. Shit.
Let me go get my reading glasses.
Alright, now I get it. Right there, Section 4 protests. And yeah, we're just bringing that. We don't believe there should be a primary election tomorrow.
This is the general.
Because we know that a lot of these names who are on that ballot list, they owe the tribe money. We have proof. We got documents to validate that. This is King Davis. He's a 2018-17 Blackfeet Tribal Councilman. What do? We're trying to get our rights enforced and protected. And
So this I don't know what this says here is within 3 days.
I know, but it also says we have that right to bring it to the council.
If you watch one of our
The days don't matter.
Actually, we called for this.
Okay.
Okay. Then we come to you guys' meeting. Then you guys have us thrown out of it. We asked for it again.
Yeah, we called for this.
Here's what we ask as a crazy dog. I'm serving you with this to help us.
You're a crazy dog.
It's under the federal guidelines of freedom of information, which must be released to us. That's what we're doing today. What did they do? Call the cops, kick us out of our own buildings. In 2013, we approved by protest, by our constitutional rights, as members of this corporation called the Blackfeet Tribe. These buildings belong to our people. They don't belong to you guys, the business council.
You guys work for us.
These cops are the security.
You're the whole world watching.
I still see our people's rights being violated every day.
We're trying to prove our genocide
These
point.
mess houses going on around here, nothing's being done. We asked the tribe, call the cops. How many times on a mess house? What do they tell us? It takes 3 years. But how many lives have we destroyed by the time that comes? You know, our people are tired of suffering.
So can you go file that on our behalf in documents? And tomorrow we will bring the information regarding some of the candidates and the money that they owe the tribe. We also want to know, and as primary, if they're 1/4 Blackfeet, if they're enrolled members or not.
Okay.
So
Right here, it shows you the official results. You come from the Blackfeet Nation primary election. Then you look at the total from the people. Do you see a tie? Huh?
That's a machine.
So Rosenberg already denied us our human right to protest against
she
that.
lied.
And then she said they came in and agreed to speak for all of us? You don't do that. Not on this time.
27 votes unaccounted for. We want to know where those votes went.
Yeah. And that shows right here. This is the people's count. Or people are not dumb. Because we're not sitting in the office with some type of degree on the wall don't mean nothing. That paperwork you guys go by, I don't know what you guys live by, really. How could you say you sleep good at night knowing this is going on? Come on, King.
Okay,
You
Can
know.
you get us more copies of those, King?
This one here?
Use our tribal printer, yeah.
You want some more of these? Sure.
Yeah, 10, 20.
Okay.
We'll be out here waiting. Adrian, as someone who lives off the reservation, what are your thoughts about everything that you're witnessing? And you're an off-reservation Blackfeet tribal member, which accounts for most of our members. They live off-reservation. What do you see that? I guess share your opinion on everything that you're witnessing.
Really no, man. It's just a lot.
Do you feel like your rights are being protected or violated right now?
Violated for damn sure.
Violated?
Sorry about my cursing, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like this government, this tribal council, makes the effort to bring the enrolled members who are living off reservation back to the reservation to vote for important things like the water compact or this election they just had?
Nope.
No, I mean, we're witness to it all.
There'd be a difference between off-res and on-res. I mean,
Yeah,
we're enrolled members, we're enrolled members.
Everybody should have that right to vote and be informed, right? All right. Well,
I didn't get informed, but I still came and vote.
yeah.
That's for my people, and my people should deserve better and the best. We got the best views.
Yeah.
These
All right.
are best people.
Well, I appreciate your input, brother. We'll see how this unfolds.
Hopefully, we get some good outcomes today.
Hopefully, they honor our rights. We are here with Mr. Dwayne Manyhides. He was a potential Blackfeet Tribal Business Council candidate. Goobers, what do you understand with everything you're witnessing right now?
Well, we just have accountability for our hand count, and we should be able to view it legally and to not just go by a machine, because a lot of our disgruntled voters are wondering if their vote was accounted, and if it wasn't accounted, why wasn't it accounted? And there has to be a process so we can have our voting public, know if there was such a tie and what it was based on. And if the machine showed that it was a tie, then our manual count showed that it was off by one, and we had a clear winner. And we have still kind of wondering if if that was a legal tie or not.
What do you think of the 27 votes that were unaccounted for and approved by Becky Rosenberger?
Well, you have to show what accounted for spoiled ballots and why those. If there was any ballots that were spoiled, then the basis for not accounting for 37, there is a tally of votes to a certain extent that if 30 or more, or whatever the number is, they can declare that it wasn't not a fair election up to that point.
you say that there were people, potential tribal council candidates who were not 1/4 degree Blackfeet blood, or who owed, that you know, owed the tribe money?
Well, there's documents on the payroll advance for former tribal councilmen that was, come from documents, and also that quarter blood. A majority of our candidates, I don't think, can prove that they qualify as a quarter blood Blackfeet. But if there's was a DNA swab or whatever, our members would take that into account and take a swab, but we've never given that opportunity, or we don't know who is a quarter blood here on the Blackfeet reservation as of this time.
Well, the reason we bring that up is because some of our elders have enrollment documents from the 80s and older, and some of these names who were on the potential tribal council ballot list are not in those documents, and we all know that there was some enrollment fraud in during the Shannon Auger administration, and that was 3-4 years ago before he left. So we can prove our point, is what I'm saying to our audience.
Well, as our rules, they're overlooked, and there's just a widespread. People don't really have a way to address any of our issues that are being brought up at this time, because our officials overlook a broad base of our rules and regulations that need to be addressed.
King Davis?
Hello,
Goob, you got any questions for him?
Oh, we just
in there with him, so.
Well, we appreciate it, King.
But being on the election board and elected all of the former officials, we have to step up the game a little bit.
King, I got a question. You guys signed off on this water compact when you guys, after April 1st, and in these laws it says that you're not allowed to do that, the sitting council. Why did you guys sign that?
The water compact was approved in 2006.
Okay.
10 years before we got here. And then the voters voted for it before it was.
Well, what I'm saying is this final compact was just, your guys' picture was just in the paper with Zinke, right. And that was after April 1st. So why are you guys still doing business when that's against the law?
Well, that was the vote of the people from last year. If you remember, on April 20th, 2017, 1,800 people voted to pass the compact.
I never voted.
Well, it was a free election that was voted.
Okay. Well, the actual law says that 1/3 of the members have to vote to pass that water compact. Less than 1/3 of the members voted, and you guys passed it off as legal without following the law. Why?
I think you guys have a case filed to that injunction, so that's just let the courts work through.
Well, is that going to fall on this upcoming council or you guys? Because I think you nine, like let's talk about Scott Kipp and like Mount St. Cador. I believe they should not be on this primary ballot, because when we win our case in court that you guys sold the water illegally, our water rights protected by treaty, that all 9 of you will be felons.
Wow.
And felons can't run for council.
It's true. That's the rules.
Yeah.
But King, understand something. Okay, the water compact was on the table for 30-some years, right? Yeah. Okay. And why was the honor for 30-some years? What do you think would happen? Why do you think it wasn't supposed to ever be negotiated?
Either that or litigate.
No. You guys are all playing Blackfeet, right? You all say you're Blackfeet. What part of the Blackfeet understanding do you understand about where it's going? Or back to the beaver ceremony where it was given. What was that about?
See, the thing was water rights had to be determined. There's no issue about when our water right was in existence from 1855. It was just the amount, the quantity of water that we... See, when you go to court, you use PIA, practicable irrigable acreage, That's a higher standard for economics, engineering, all that stuff.
Yeah, and the white man's way of understanding.
Well, either way, you got either you do it by litigation or negotiation. It's the option.
So the true Blackfeet way of understanding this world, perspective of this world, don't matter to you guys anymore, or what?
I'm not saying that.
Well, I'm saying that. I'm asking you that.
It's based on what we created.
So why did the original elders, even the real people of ceremony, even the real people of ceremony don't agree with it? Why don't they agree with it?
You mean the quantification?
With all of
Well,
it.
see, either way, the option was to either negotiate or litigate. One or the other.
Okay, so it was signed in 2013. You know who signed it?
2006.
No, it was signed in 2013 when all this was going on right here. I was here. So who signed it in 2013?
The council at that time.
Okay, who signed it? Whose signature is on there?
I didn't see that document.
Well, where is it? Where can we get this document?
2013. From
When the government shut down 2013, October 1st, 2013, when it exposed everything that was going on here. Okay, we found out we were in debt, all right? And that's what the whole compact was supposed to have been about. Okay, there's more to it. What I bet you don't understand all of it. Because the people didn't even know that they were voting on something that was already signed.
We're going to get a letter from Earl, 2013. A comment of 14,000 per individual. And then when Joe was over there in Flyhead, it was 25,000 per individual. Now where's this money at? 25,000 per person? Yep. For what? The lady, when we were processing the water, she said, well, where's my 25,000? I voted for the water compact. That's what Joe McKay said. Well, I can't speak for that. I didn't say that. Another thing is that, one of our questions is this casino. We always hear that they bring money to the tribe. Where's the money? Where's the money from the store that was supposed to go to the children? We want to know all this. That's all. We're tired. We're tired of this.
Kink, I'm going to correct you on that water compact, and I heard it from myself from the Navajo Council. The Blackfeet are the only tribe in this whole continent with senior water rights. That's because our people never surrendered to the white man. So they formed a peace treaty with us. We did not have to sell our water. You said we had to quantify it. That's not true. No, the state cannot force the Blackfeet to do anything because our water rights are protected by treaty. And you guys violated that treaty, Kink.
What's really sad about it here, which I talked with one of your relatives. Okay, I'm not going to say his name. When I asked him, what do you think about what Barnes is saying? He says here, it's been a very hard and long-fought battle, Barnes said. All of our creation stories emanate from our relationship with the water. Now we will be able to control the future and protect the water. Really? Is that us? Or who is it? Who's going to control the world? Well, you read it right there. You mean we got that much rights? Or who really has the rights? We, as Blackfeet, we always were told to never let the white man get control of the waters above us. Now what happened?
See, what was appropriate, what's going to be appropriated is 95% stay in Blackfeet control.
But it's 100 right now. Why would you even give the white man 1%?
The guys that file water rights for, guys that came in here after the Indians sold their land, they bought the land and they secured water rights at a certain date.
Those are illegal forced fee patents. That's what Anti-Muffet's fighting over. That's something you guys should have looked into, King.
There's some fee patent issues there, but then again, some other people purchase land legally.
What about the fact that the Blood Council is mad at you guys for selling the people's water rights? Because they're saying it's their water too.
They were a part of that agreement of 1855. The Confederacy was there. They all signed that, yes.
Okay, so why didn't they have any input in this water compact?
We weren't even at the table in 1909 when the International Water Boundaries Treaty was signed. The Blackfeet weren't there.
Those old people resisted this compact for over 100 years, and you guys sold it out.
Either it was not selling out, but it was negotiating or going to litigation. Either that was.
What was you scared of? We have laws to protect our water rights.
Like I said,
your lawyers didn't even fight for our water rights, King. Come on, buddy.
But he wasn't even interested in what's going on.
That was signed.
You signed out. You had a chance to read everything and catch up, and yet you still signed it, King.
It was voted on by the people that voted here.
Why just say a third didn't vote?
Come on. You guys the children?
Well,
the
only
newborn
18.
and the
At one time,
unborn.
when women couldn't vote.
You guys strategically planned it to have it during Kiayo days.
See, wait now. Back in history, we didn't want the allotment to happen. The males could only vote. Old Indian males didn't want the allotment, but it happened.
Could we talk to Joe McKay and him?
He's not here right now, but I'm sure he's.
Oh no, Joe
He's
McKay
wrong.
said this was the deal with the century, and I asked, well, what century are we in? Because the other tribes don't want anything like that. Fighting for their water. Black people, they couldn't believe the black people were at the headwaters. This affects their waters downstream too now.
What was that 600,000 that U9 councilman had got from the state?
I didn't see a $600,000 payout.
That's the rumor going around the res. Did you guys hear?
What I was told there, when they do this contract, everything, whatever they do, and then they wanted more money, so then the state gives them so much money, then they turn around and they take that same amount of money because they try over that money, and they give it down there to Conrad and Bill or whatever was going on. So, oh my goodness. So the person that gave me the information, you know, he sits with the pipe. He would not lie to us. See? Even he with this. See? Because he goes to those water meetings. He knows what he's talking about. So the information is given to us. He's telling us what you guys are doing is right. They had no right to do this. That should have been null and void as soon as they did that move on us. So we have all of these secret meetings at nighttime. Everything goes on right here. I'm not going to tell you too much because I already have a witness to it myself. You're not here. You're not here. It's not you. It's not you. All right? You guys think we don't watch this office? As much as you guys have the cops watching us, we're watching the cops too. We had to shut a cop down yesterday trying to make a bogus law on us. We know our laws.
That's good.
So that's why we're standing here, talking, with you because we know our laws. You guys violate human rights violations day after day around here. Do you guys know what humans are anymore? You know we're still on the planet? When? Come out of the offices and all you guys come sit outside with us and if we're together.
I mean, I'm here.
Why you guys call the cops on us? Even the cops are kind of laughed about it now. That's sad when your own cops are laughing at it, because we're telling the truth.
Nobody laughed at you.
No, they laughed at you guys. One more question before I let you go. What are you going to do to help us as your people to stop Trump from abolishing our reservation?
Congress, people, the right is to be left alone.
Okay, so what did you guys build for us to survive without the government? What did you build for us to survive without the government?
What did I build?
What does the children live on? What did you guys make for us to survive without the government, not for the government?
How would we survive? That's your question?
Yeah, without it.
We have, but for a head of buffalo out there, that wouldn't feed us all. We'd starve.
So why do you want to give our water to the people of the cow? The farmers and ranchers. When does their cow become more important than life itself, the human? Our buffalo.
First in time, first in rights.
So why do they treat us like we don't have rights?
So you know how much of that right you have. That's all that's about. It's not about selling anything or giving anything away to them. It flows naturally. You can't. Common sense says you can't back it up to flood us all.
So then why do they have to be a compact then?
No, we don't.
And you just gave them the control.
The flow's natural. Now we have it with the compact.
The Blackfeet controlled the flow, the headwaters. Read your treaty, King. You just gave the state the right to pipeline everything. And I read everything. When this town runs out of water, we have to pay a corporation in West Glacier to fill that damn water tank up.
The water comes out of St. Mary or to Medicine.
They planned to pipeline it, which they're already doing. And you guys gave you accepted a mud puddle to what?
A lot of people told us, Steve, that you're killing the aquifer by draining the water there. And that's why our old people didn't want this done. You got to protect Mother Earth at all costs. When you go to ceremonies, that's what they tell you. That's what we pray for. Mother Earth, we pray for her.
Teach him, Philip.
So what about our children? Go 40 days, water. What about the babies? What about these guys?
You're going to be here tomorrow. You're giving us political answers, and
I'm in Canada tomorrow, but I'll be here Wednesday.
well, tomorrow we're providing our proof to why there shouldn't be a primary election tomorrow.
It's happening, bro.
No, we are the people. We're going to say if it's happening or not. If we got to get that 20% vote, we will. And you got, just like our right to shoot down the water compact, and you guys said a third voted. BS, King.
The corporate member, the ID number, the tribal road number, the corporation.
Are you ready?
There's people out there that didn't get the vote. I talked to a lot of people like Seattle, all different places. They didn't get it. They didn't even get a ballot. They didn't even get
Well, you sold your people out, King. And if our tribe is terminated, you're going to go back to these streets somewhere and sold out your own people. And God's going to judge you, not us. You're going to have to go before God.
Wait, I just have a question. Why did you guys, I know your words keep saying negotiate. Do you know tribes do go through litigations? But, hold on. But we have this we're one of the most educated Blackfeet reservations across the United States. We have people that are lawyers, that are good, excellent lawyers. Why do we have to negotiate our water? Why can't we just have litigation? And because we can always look at everything that's on the table.
You didn't even try to fight.
We should litigate. We should negotiate with the state. This is ours. 30 years ago, yes. But still, you guys could have stopped it.
Fort Belknap's litigating.
And
Fort Belknap's stealing our water, too. That pipeline comes from St. Mary's.
I just think in the future of litigation. Because that's what we need to do. You guys need some educated people who could go in and fight for us. We don't need to negotiate with anybody. We should be negotiating nothing anymore. Now look at this console right now that's in here. You know as well as everybody else on this reservation is divided. You know we're divided. You know it. I come home. I know there's a division. I know there's been a division here. And nobody, this console, not one of these console people in here are stepping up and looking at this huge elephant in the living room and saying, hey, something's not right here. We as the console are supposed to be leaders. You're supposed to be leaders. And we're supposed to be coming together. But that's not happening. But every one of these councilmen that are in here right now, our Blackfeet people need to have a voice, because you guys aren't our voice right now. You guys aren't our voice.
Never was.
We need somebody to stand strong. And thank God for the Sagapi times to be able to follow everything right down to, I mean, you know what happened to me over here? You know they hired a non-member, a white person that's not even enrolled anywhere. You knew that. I came to you. See, I shouldn't have been in your office. I shouldn't have been in those Kip's office. I should have been, that director should have stopped it and said, hey, wait, hold on. No, I have to come in. I have to come in because they offered her it. And I said, go pull the offer. You follow this policy and procedure and pull that offer, because I have 30 plus years experience. And how many Blackfeet's on this reservation? Hold on. No, I had to fight it.
That's what I mean. You made them follow.
But if I was in council, I would have went over there and I said, all right, pull that offer right now. Pull it. And we got 2 MSWs here with 30 plus years experience, and they get the position. This person should have not made it to screening at all, because you had 2 MSWs in there.
And they withdrew after we talked. They withdrew.
You know what? You know what? I fought for it. Why should we fight? You're supposed to be protecting us. I shouldn't have been in your office. It should have stopped right there. But why does our people have to do that?
See, I was not on a selection committee. I wasn't, but after you told me, I found out.
Why does the people have to do that fight? Why do I have to fight?
Our own people.
I was born and raised here. I'm 15, 16 Blackfeet.
You got the position.
But I thought fought for it.
Well, I know, but
It took me 2 months. I fought. And I used their own terror policy and Blackfeet policy against them. But it wasn't offered to me. It was offered to the other Blackfeet. She didn't want it, so she called me and said, you take it.
But you got it.
But don't let it happen again. Our Blackfeet people need us, and they need these jobs. Right now, you know what? I just got I was offered a position. But you know what? I want to be here. I got proof right now that I want to interview. They want to interview me the 29th of this therapist.
Oh, good for you.
But you know, I don't want to leave my reservation.
Oh, it's not here.
No, it's in Billings.
Yeah, why do we have to leave?
I don't want to leave. I come home.
Have a better life, and we should have
To
a great
better help our people on this reservation who are oppressed and depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what we got to do. Work
And
together.
that's the whole thing. That's the people, you know, are kind of upset about. How many years?
Thank God for Sagapi times. I'm serious.
How many years are people? We have a bunch of people, breed, half.
You know who our elders
sitting in
are?
our offices, and people like this. We go out, get educated, we come back, we don't get no job. Why? Oh, because they're related or they're all
No,
married.
that job wasn't offered to me. I fought for it. I just want to make that clear. And I got the
I know you
documents.
did.
But please don't let that happen to any other Blackfeet.
Tribal employment rights Trump. That's what it's about.
You know, Trump's doing so much stuff
Well,
right
not
now.
him. Excuse me for using that term.
Okay.
Tribal employment rights supersede.
I think you guys need to look at that personnel department. And I think you guys need to pull all those apps over there and get those non-members out of there and put Blackfeet people in there who are enrolled from this reservation so they can help our people.
Just discussion, same with the.
Go in and do what does Trump call it? A
Audit.
swamp.
Oh, yeah.
Go in and drain the swamp. No, I'm saying that. Drain it. Put our people in there. Because I'm 15, 16 Blackfeet, and I fought for that job. So drain it. Get our Blackfeet people in there. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and give this, but I would really do some critical thinking. Strategically think about how you guys deal with us, because people are starting to stand up now.
That's good.
People are standing up, and they're not going to let people run over us and violate our rights. But you know what? If you enforce policy, we're going to have structured programs. We're going to have structured programs who could run a program. And those directors that are in these programs right now need to follow and enforce policy. That's why I didn't get that job. Because that director did not enforce that policy, our Blackfeet Tribal Policy and Procedures Manual. And you guys need to drain that swamp over there.
Thank you, Carol.
Listening to the women.
Everybody has a voice.
No, you know,
That's the move.
well, what I'm talking about is us women forming our own council, because you men are really draining us. You guys are putting our funds to places that even profit
Worse
for
than
all
white
of us.
men.
You guys are thinking in a white man way of life. You know, come on, anybody, you might look like an Indian, you might talk like one, you might dance and speak like one, pray like one, but are you really inside? That's the new thing today. Because you guys all sitting there and play Blackfeet, but again, you're white inside. You guys are sitting with white people, you guys are going, come on. Anything the white man wants to give you, you guys think you have the right to negotiate for that money. But you're not asking us. You're not asking us anything first. We need to bring back our women's council. And that's not up to you guys, that's up to us. Alright? Alright? Yeah, we need to start acting like real Blackfeet, thinking like real Blackfeet in this world that we're in. You know, we're about ready to get wiped out. Huh? So that's what's really sad about all of it.
Yeah, they're saving you, King.
Yeah,
Well, King,
save our king.
To the real Blackfeet, you're a traitor, man. I don't know how you sleep at night. Alright, well, there you have it. We will be coming shortly. Look how beautiful those clouds are. We'll be coming back to you shortly to discuss this more. Thank you for following and watching. Pray for the Blackfeet people. We love you all.